Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. A high overview of the connection. In my section, we have tribute to our town supervisor who is now officially retired. A little piece in there about Mr. Joe Eminger. And then we move on to our budget vote coming up this Tuesday. A little bit of a change coming up there, so just pay attention. We'll get a little bit deeper. Safety tips for families, talking about phishing attempts through email and internet activity. We'll talk about that a little bit deeper. Of course, our school and district highlights, we get into our recognitions. This week, speech and language pathologists, as well as human resource professionals. Let's dig a little bit deeper into the connection. Paying tribute to, in my mind, in my view, an icon here in the town of Tonawanda, Mr. Joe Eminger. You know, I always used to look up to this gentleman being outside of the district, almost like in awe. When I first came to the district, interviewed by Joe, he was on one of the teams, and I couldn't believe it. I told my wife, I got interviewed by the town supervisor. We became such dear friends. He's such a great partner to our Kenton School District. We have the very strong partnership between the town and the school district, all because of Joe. Really, just check out that section, pays tribute to all the dedication. A great man with a great heart. Great core values. Thank you, Joe, for all of your service. Check out that section. Then we get into our budget vote this Tuesday. Our budget vote, just like every other year, being held on Tuesday. It is May 19th this year. But here's the difference. The voting will happen still at Hoover, but in the front on Thorncliffe. We will still have arrival and dismissal going on because school will be in session, but from 7 in the morning till about 9:15 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon till about 4 in the afternoon. That will be the hardest time for voting because that's going to be when arrival and dismissal is so heavy. Do whatever you can to avoid those times, but please come out and vote. This Tuesday, May 19th, our budget vote and our Board of Education election. Please come out and support our district. Thank you for all that you do. Safety tips for families, phishing attempts, and folks, all I can tell you is our information, it's our reality now. Our information is everywhere. You can find out so much about a person just by doing a Google search. These are tips to make sure that people don't get very personal information. I can accept that they have some of the basics, but things like social security numbers, bank account numbers, we give you some tips just to avoid that happening. It starts with avoiding phishing attempts. Then we get into our school and district highlights. Registration open for summer music program. Mobile Museum of Tolerance visits district. Kenmore East and Kenmore West music departments join together for special events. Student artwork proudly displayed at Kenmore East Art Show. Holmes PTA hosts Muffins with Mom event to celebrate Mother's Day. Transportation Safety Team educates UPK students about bus safety. Lacrosse player sets new single-season scoring record. Kenmore East student wins third place in French language contest. Hoover Elementary classes host Mother's Day events. Hoover Middle School classes collaborate on cookie decorating project. And that brings us to our recognition. And folks, this week first, speech and language pathologists, we are celebrating them on Monday, May 18th. That's this Monday coming up. And folks, these, once again, people that are working behind the scenes all the time, trying to do whatever they can on a very individualized basis for kids to help with speech and language challenges. Please, let's say thank you to them on Monday, their day. Thank you, speech and language pathologists, for all that you do. And then our second recognition, human resources professionals. You know, our human resource department is just second to none. Another group that's always working behind the scenes, led there by our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Jeff Richards, as well as our Executive Director, Amanda Dermont. They do some of the real hard and ugly work that is often sensitive, and they also do some of the wonderful work hiring and bringing our wonderful talent here to Kenton. We have our second-to-none teachers and support staff and administrators, all because of what starts in human resources. Thank you for all that you do. We are celebrating them on Wednesday, May 20th. And that brings us to the end of the connection. And folks, just a wonderful time to be here in Kenmore. The weather is finally starting to break. It's going to be nicer next week. let's do everything that we can. You'll always hear me say at the end of the year, let's finish strongly, because together that makes us Kenton strong, proud, and helps us to move Kenton forward. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.